In the middle of the Great Depression, there was one night a week when entire towns shut down early, merchants closed shop, families skipped dinner, and crowds lined up around the block for a movie theater. Not for the movie. For the cash. This is the story of Bank Night, the giveaway so popular it eventually got shut down by the federal government. By the early 1930s, the Depression was gutting the film industry. About a third of movie theaters in the US had already closed. Nobody had spare change for a night out. In 1931, a Colorado theater manager named Charles Yeager came up with a fix. Once a week, usually Monday, the slowest night, theaters would hold a drawing. Anyone could put their name in a registration book for free, no ticket purchase required. On Bank Night, a name got pulled from a drum on stage. If that person was in the building, or could sprint up in time, they walked away with a cash prize. No purchase necessary was the whole trick. Under most state lottery laws at the time, a lottery required paying for a chance to win. Bank Night didn't charge for entry, so on paper, it wasn't gambling. It was just a free drawing that happened to fill theater seats. It worked immediately. Yeager turned the idea into a franchise, leasing the Bank Night name and equipment to theater owners across the country for a weekly fee. Within a few years, Bank Night wasn't a gimmick, it was a nationwide phenomenon. By the mid-1930s, thousands of theaters were running it. In small towns, people who couldn't afford a ticket would gather outside just to hear their name called, with theater staff shouting the winner's name through the doors to the crowd on the sidewalk. Entire neighborhoods built their week around it. Merchants stayed open late on Bank Night just to catch the foot traffic. And because it was so profitable and so easy to copy, competitors rushed in with their own versions: Prosperity Night, Treasure Night, Opportunity Night, all running the same free drawing loophole under a different name. Bank Night's entire business model rested on one legal technicality: no purchase necessary meant it wasn't technically a lottery. State and local officials didn't buy it. Lawsuits piled up across the country for years. Some courts ruled Bank Night was legal. Others ruled it was an illegal lottery in disguise. The free entry didn't matter if the promotion was clearly designed to sell tickets. The results were a patchwork mess, legal in one state, banned in the next, argued over for most of the decade. Then in 1937, the U.S. Post Office Department made its own ruling: Bank Night qualified as a lottery, which meant it could no longer be advertised through the mail. For a promotion that depended on reaching entire towns with printed flyers and mailers, that ruling was a death blow. Without the ability to advertise nationally, the franchise model collapsed. By 1940, Bank Night had all but vanished. For a few years, Bank Night was one of the biggest promotional ideas in American history, an entire industry temporarily saved by a free drawing. Then the same trick that made it legal, a no purchase necessary, turned out not to be a strong enough shield once the government decided to look closely. Turns out free isn't always immune to the law. It just depends on who's doing the looking.